All right, and that's what we're starting off on the program. That's how we're starting off the program this morning, talking about, building up to the happenings in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, regarding the explosion that has now been found to have occurred in the Bodija part of the state capital. But as you must have been following, many other, areas within the ancient city of Ibadan also, felt the impact. But in terms of the gravity and the massive destruction, it appears that Bodija took a brunt. And since the story broke on Tuesday night, Governor Makinde has been, speaking about it. He visited the scene of the blast on Tuesday night at about, or early Wednesday morning, 12 a.m. or thereabout, according to our correspondent. And, at a point, it appeared there wasn't much, that was confirmed to have been known, but only for the governor to come out with, that, will I say, controversial statement, but it appears that might just be what people are riding with, talking about the alleged role of illegal miners, because investigation is still ongoing. But so far, everything, the pointers that we see so far, reveal that this might just be an act of illegal miners. And then they say the company that was said to have been involved in the production has been identified through searches at the Corporate Affairs Commission, and but arrests, of course, are still pending. In the meantime, 3 are dead and several others injured, not to talk about the level of destruction of houses and other properties.
Yeah, it's a very sad occurrence, and if you look at the picture of the Google image of the area view of the location where that thing happened, and then you compare the previous picture with the current one, it's something very, very similar to what you see in Gaza. When you see something when you're standing there, you're looking at something, it doesn't really tell you how much, of the devastation it has caused. So it's good that we have the governor, really up and doing, talking about this, and also the president had called him to condole with him, and then the families of the bereaved, and all of those devastations, and the fact that they've also created provided shelter for those who are affected and all of that. So this can embolden. But then my own worry is the fact that if people are able to move with explosives, we know that in Iwajowa local government, that's where maybe illegal activities of miners really often take place in Oyo State. So if they are able to move the the explosives, from that place into the city where we have a lot of people residing, I feel that's really dangerous, because so many questions have been asked on social media. Okay, fine, if that is happening, is it not going to embolden those who want to, we talk about insurgency, we talk about terrorism, we talk about kidnappers, we talk about people who are marauders, attacking people indiscriminately and all of that. Would this not embolden them to say, oh, so some people can keep this kind of thing within the neighborhood and nobody will know? But then there was this report that the people had been reported, twice in that community. The police had come for them twice. So the fact that the police had come for them twice and they did not desist from that attitude, from that action of keeping such explosives within the vicinity of people, that tells you that we have a lot of insecurity issues to grapple with. Southwest is not known to be a very safe place, and if we are having this, I hope that others who are marauders will not see it as an avenue to say, okay, if I move around with all of these things, nobody can catch me, nobody. So all of the Southwest governors, they really need to come together and ensure that they make our place, our states, very safe. So it's something that I am also very worried about,
And talking about these mining sites that you mentioned, attention also needs to be, made on them. I know in the north, illegal mining is
closely
rampant.
related to terrorism.
Is rampant, absolutely. And of course, there are needless deaths, even from, the fold of, these illegal persons who indulge in the activities. But then there was also a sentiment that circulated yesterday or thereabout that for dynamite stored to cause this magnitude of damage, carnage, and the like, it must have been a lot. According to the expert, it also must have been kept for a considerable long time. And these are questions. Okay, at a point, or even up till now, the narrative that the government is, circulating is if you see something, say something. But with what you have
when you
said,
see something and say something,
with
what is the guarantee that
absolutely
with safety?
What you have said now that, okay, at least everybody cannot be sleeping at the same time. Everybody cannot be ignorant. If indeed reports were made, then how come, nothing has been done?
That's right.
But, just before we move on now, the federal government has now, swung into action. Investigation will commence not just at the state but federal level, and there's going to be a lot of, adjustments according to the federal government, especially in how dynamites of this nature are stored. Perhaps take them to the barracks and all of that. But of course, we hope that, more will continue to follow in terms of action response by the government so that, deaths like this, needless deaths like this, are curbed to the barest minimum. We'll just bring up some news, more news items at this time. President Bola